Hello Cancer, Cancer Rising, and of course all of you Cancer Moon people out there. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting January 27th, 2020. And just a quick reminder for everybody out there, should you ever wish to get a session with me, you do need to go on ahead to my website. It's called integrativemysticism.com, or of course you may also just simply follow the links below. So what's going on when it comes to your astrology over the course of the coming week? Well, on Monday, we've actually got Venus, planet of love, harmony, and affection, as well as popularity and romance, conjunct Neptune, the planet of spirituality, the depths, fantasy, dreams, wishes, and sometimes illusions. It all depends on what's going on there. It's a little bit trippy with Neptune, but they are forming a gorgeous conjunction to one another in your 9th house of higher education, government and legal proceedings, travel, culture, spirituality, and ideology. Gosh, and a lot of you Cancerian people are going to be finding an opportunity to have a very deep and profound romantic or spiritual connection blossom with either an existing partner or somebody new that is, for all intents and purposes, very foreign to you. Now, they may actually be from a foreign culture or in a foreign land or abroad, or they may just be coming from a background that is actually very different than the one you have. But when Venus conjuncts Neptune, we are definitely going into the realm of spiritual connection as well as a deeply psychic connection, and with a bit of wish fulfillment involved. This could be great news, especially for those of you who are in existing relationships where a partner is actually deciding to get on your level, or maybe even start to delve more deeply into the subtler side of things, creating a more spiritual platform or structure for your relationship to exist on. This could actually indicate a partner suddenly having a bit of their wake-up moment, or again, a deeply profound connection that changes the way the two of you actually communicate your love. For those of you who are maybe single or available and looking, this is actually indicating, again, a strong vibrational match with somebody that is ultimately going to resonate with your spiritual side in its most deepest commitment to itself. We talk about a romantic potential or a love potential that is going to maybe challenge our mundane life in terms of not necessarily consequences, but challenge our mundane sensibilities or our ego's attachment to the everyday by actually bringing in more of that deeper, profound wish fulfillment possibility. Partners during this time will most likely also be going out of their way to do a bit of bucket list wish fulfillment of their own with and for you. So even if we can't act on it right away, keep these doors open. Nurture this energy if you're ready for it. On Tuesday and Wednesday, we've actually got Mars, planet of action, passion, and energy, in your 6th house of work, your reputation, your schedule, as well as your physical health, and anything to do with communities that you work in and serve, forming a square to Neptune in that 9th house of higher education, government, legal proceedings, travel, as well as culture. And when we have Mars square to Neptune in this way, sometimes there is a challenge that we need to meet. In this case, correcting misperceptions about who we are and what we bring to the table in certain social groups, friendship groups, work communities, or maybe just, again, our social connections at large. With Mars in the 6th house, it might not always feel easy to do, though, because sometimes people get attached to what they project onto us. If you are somebody working in a certain type of service, or maybe somebody has created a bit of a parasocial relationship with you. We see this all the time with people who maybe have large followings and larger audiences, actors, musicians, influencers, content creators, where sometimes people don't necessarily know who they are, but they fabricate an understanding or an attachment to that person, and the slightest change might actually make them feel betrayed. And it's a time to clear up misconceptions, though it may actually feel fairly difficult, because this could be challenging, of course, especially when it comes to discussions of what does this mean for your work in that community. with that team, with that department, or whoever this is actually going to be arising around. However, transparency is the key. We are clearing up a mystery. Believe me, this aspect is causing problems for everybody a little bit, but you're getting off easy compared to others. Before we get on to the cards, I do want to remind everybody that there are tons of links in the down bar below this video that are answering a lot of frequently asked questions, whether it's how do I find a video I'm looking for, which videos or which horoscopes should I be watching based on my astrological sign situation, what do I need to know about reversed cards, all kinds of stuff going on. And so I urge you to check it out. I have a lot more content than just horoscopes, and believe me, there is a lot to explore, and I would appreciate it if you did. Plus, it's also just, I'm a one-man show, at least at the time of recording this video, so it's not going to be possible for me to go through and answer every single question, even if I were copying and pasting. So check it out. And also, Patreon people, your monthly astrology horoscopes are up, and of course you can check that out this weekend or after you watch this video for February. So what's going on when it comes to your cards? Well, this spiritual theme, or the spiritual theme of this week, is the Emperor card upright. And we do have you kind of stepping back into a space where you're reminding people that you are in charge of your own kingdom and of your own life. With the Emperor card as your spiritual theme, you are being thrust into a leadership position, maybe even more of an authoritarian position than you maybe wanted to be. Okay, or authoritarian position than you ever wanted to be. Because with the Emperor as a spiritual theme, you're kind of given the gift of command. The gift of command to give to other people, maybe commands or not necessarily dictations, but orders, assignments, responsibilities, delegations that are absolutely necessary at this point in time. You know, I'm kind of getting from this the reason that you need to be stepping up is because maybe if we've been sort of deferring to other people or deferring to a group or more of a collective mentality, there seems to be a sign of something maybe losing its way, or maybe something that's kind of lost its sense of direction. So it's going to actually need to be refueled with some new intention, and that's what the Emperor card is all about, honestly. It's about broadcasting intentions as a command, as putting forward an order, and how you order your universe. So with the Emperor card upright, if it's been up to other people to make the big decisions in your life, maybe a group, maybe a boss, maybe a partner, or maybe family members, things like that. Again, whether or not you wanted that in the first place, this is a week where you need to kind of take on those roles and learn to acclimate to them. Start issuing those commands and those decisions yourself. Because as we get to the influx card with what's coming in, we have the Six of Wands in reverse. And there's going to be a very strong energy of people feeling a bit confused, not sure if they can actually take another step in the direction that they're going, because they're not sure if this is exactly what they want. This card often shows up for people who don't actually act with intention, but they might act on impulse, or they might be following fleeting desires, or the I think I want that. They're making commitments based on brainstorms or window shopping. And with the influx card of the Six of Wands reversed, well, we're seeing a bit of the consequences for window shopping instead of making intentions when it comes to big actions, big moves, and where you're putting your money where your mouth is. And a lot of people are going to be backpedaling a lot from certain plans, certain agendas. It doesn't mean that they're necessarily backing out, but they're certainly changing their participation in those roles and changing exactly what they can bring to the table. Probably something to, probably in a way that's more honest to what they're capable of. With that going on, though, we have chances to revise, we have chances to shift things, especially if some of these plans or some of these things were not going very well in the first place. People could finally be waking up and smelling the coffee. People could be finally noticing, oh my goodness, you were right. This isn't going the way we should be doing it. I think we need to talk to the supervisor. I think we need to talk to the landlord. I think we need to rethink how fast or how slow such and such thing is going. People are finally interested in paying attention to what needs to actually be done with intention, as opposed to hoping against hope that hope is all you need. When it comes to the outflux or what's going away, well, we've got the Strength card in reverse. And with the Strength card in reverse, again, we are talking about leveling playing fields. With the Strength card reverse going away, I actually think it's actually a very positive thing, because the Strength card reverse is all about, again, living off instinct, living off of impulse, off of drive, off of reaction alone. a person or maybe people in our lives not being able to do things without a prompt, without a cue, without a battle to fight, without a wall to put up, without, again, something to react to. And with the Strength card reversed, in a lot of cases, it's coming from a very instinctual, lower polarity. And so what we want to make sure that we can do is have a better relationship with our instincts by also reminding ourselves that we have our prefrontal cortex, we have the power to stay objective. We have the power to make executive decisions, not impulsive instinctual ones, not reactionary ones. And with the Strength card reversed, with that going away, a lot of us are going to be noticing that, maybe there are some people in our lives, some people close, not so close, that have been sort of taking the lead in this friendship, in this relationship, in this job, in this group, that were really not cut out to be taking on a leadership or responsible role for whatever reason it was. Maybe flying too much on impulse. Maybe they were being spontaneous for a minute, and then all of a sudden spontaneity just became random, chaotic. Again, living without intention. And it's important to know how to bring these things back into balance, and that's what this week's going to be all about. Going on down to the mundane concerns, the everyday concerns. For your material concerns, we've got the Five of Pentacles in reverse. And for a lot of you, it does look like a little bit of help is on the way. Remember, with the Five of Pentacles reversed, we are actually seeing a void getting filled of some kind, whether it's a material void, a personnel void, or an opportunity void. Something that was actually missing is actually getting replaced or restored. And what I'm feeling this week is that with the Five of Pentacles reversed, this is actually going to have a longer reaching benefit for you, something that's going to stay with you for the test of time. I'm wondering if maybe this is a new opportunity, giving a new sense of direction, possibly giving you a new goal or a new future to orient yourself towards that you could actually start on this week. Again, this could absolutely indicate the recovery of money, or perhaps even with the Five of Pentacles reversed, the replacement of certain people or certain resources that, again, have proven themselves to not necessarily be adequate for the job that they are serving or performing with and for you. And so we have, again, a bit of a shuffle going on, but it's a nice one. When it comes to your communications, when it comes to your external world, your friends and your relatives, we have the Two of Swords upright. And a lot of you Cancerian people might be finding that you are in a space where your community, your social life, your friends, your family, it's kind of bifurcating a little bit. And we've got a situation where, there's a very distinct difference in sensibility, who's who, what's what, and what kind of world we're living in with each group. And with the Two of Swords upright, you're absolutely okay to kind of keep things this way if you want to have a foot in both worlds, but just keep in mind that it's ultimately going to be up to you to see what you can or cannot integrate here. The Two of Swords can sometimes show up where we may be in a space where at some point we have to also address this separation, this bifurcation is also indicating a feeling of lack of completion for us, a sign that maybe we need to also create a middle ground, a group around ourselves, a system around ourselves, or a connection around ourselves with people, friends and family that can also do all things, that can also be a bit more versatile for us than what we have on the table for us right now. It does not mean anyone's bad, or that you can say you need more without saying something's negative, okay? And it's not negative, but it's an awareness that this split or this division is becoming more clean cut and more clear, and that something needs to happen because not either side seems to be filling your bucket entirely. So we have to find a way to get a third in there. When it comes to your relationships, when it comes to romance and love, we've got the Ace of Wands upright. And I think a lot of you Cancerian people are going to be very, very happy with this week in love because it does indicate here a mutual flame being ignited when it comes to new romance as well as existing romance. I'm actually seeing it's almost like somebody is showing their response or their mutual feelings for you by looking at your torch and then pouring a bunch of lighter fluid on it as sort of a testament of their response to your interest in them. This could also indicate possibly even a chance to meet somebody where that magnetism is already there. No need for torches or lighter fluid, but something actually ignites on its own. With the Ace of Wands upright, there's also a sense of haste, a sense of quickness, a very strong sense of not necessarily urgency, but a natural hurry or a natural quickness to the progression in an existing chemistry. For those of you who are currently coupled, again, you and your partner are finding this new flame to be incredibly beneficial and incredibly stimulating for both of you. It might have to do with that Venus conjunct Neptune energy that we spoke about. Some kind of new fuel for our fire makes it grow bright and very, very hot. So that is your horoscope. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And if you ever wish to get a session, just go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.